Hello, my name is Scred, otherwise known as NewJourneysFire. I'm going to do another new LP today, but before I do so, I'm going to turn up my volume. But yeah, I'm going to do another LP today of a Zelda Classic Quest. And of course, it's a continuation of one I did before. And of course, as you can see, where the heart is pointed on, Mr. Lost, and of course, a Lost All icon. That's the one I'm going to continue, the Lost All. Now, if you hear, you're probably hearing like a little bit of clicking and clattering in the background. It's not a rat, it's a cat. Okay, that's random. But anyways, yeah, so there's a cat right beside my laptop eating a little bit of food. So you're probably going to hear clicking and clattering and biting and chewing off its hard food. So let's continue this quest right now. Just not even a delay, not even a second's due. Let's do this. Some random. It's not a rat, it's a cat. Okay, get on. Go on. Go on. No, last I remember, I think I beat the boss of the dungeon. I wanted to fix the volume a little bit, because I don't know if sound. Master MIDI volume is the highest and go. Turn the sound effects down. I usually do. I'm not a big fan of sound all the way up. But let's allow this. Okay. This is yet another game, like Russ's game, is where arrows is currency. I find that odd, considering that Quest nowadays has arrows as separate than the rupee currency, and it was so easy to adapt. But of course, I believe it was a personal decision to keep it so. But even at the same time, I say this, but yet in my quest, I've still never adapted to it myself. Like instead, I used the rupee thrower, but it's not because I wanted to find another replacement. Because if you can because considering you can separate your arrows from your money in Zelda Classic, I believe that is the ideal that people should be focusing on, like in their quest, rather than the rupees as arrows or arrows as currency. Well, especially today, this quest is a little older. But for quests there now, which I say they should like have arrows and rupees as separate currency. And me, again, what made me think of the rupee thrower? It almost seems like a very lazy approach. It's like, oh yeah, of course, rupee thrower, yeah. But there wasn't. I would have done just arrows, but the rupee thrower just seemed to just work for me, because the way I look at it, it's the whole hostile citizen concept. When you got townspeople chasing you, it's that part of my story when they're mad at you. I think, oh, they're hostile. Throw money at them, and it stuns them. They'll leave you alone for what, 2 or 3 seconds, and I guess that's why I decided to go with the rupee thrower. I just thought it was a funny concept to go with, and so I did. Now I'm trying to remember all this map again. I'm trying to remember where I'm going. And that's why there's a map. I thought I had most of this map filled out. Well, that's what I'm going to do for this. That's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to just fill out the map. I'm glad I found this because I really didn't want to start it all over again. Well, you know what? After hearing this song, I'm glad that the volume's right the way it is. In fact, it's almost too loud now. Perfect. Death was present. Death was many. The terror had been unleashed in a fire of fury. Nothing would escape its wrath. When smiles and tears are dust, all that will be left are the bones. Oh shoot, I'm shooting arrows. Oh! I'm trapped! Death was present, death was many. Oh shit! Oh, am I reading the same thing again? Perfect. Oh, I have to go in there now. I have to. I simply got to. It's going to happen. Oh! Go on, cat. Get, go on. Go on. Go on. Yes, I know. You're cute, you're precious. Now get on your face. Ugh. Now, I know the song has to be. I don't know where this song is from. I remember playing one of Dark Flame Wolf's quests because I think, despite odd things, like I think a lot of this quest was designed by Peteo, but I think a lot of the idea and pretty much the leadership aspect of in charge of what goes was really pretty much just created by Dark Flame Wolf, and I am in somewhat 50-50. I was going to say 90, but no, somewhat 50-50 that there was the Dark Flame Wolf. Yeah, I know Dark Flame Wolf was in charge of most of the middies that went on this game. Because the way I look at it, the Final Fantasy VII tunes that appear in this game, that is so Dark Flame Wolf. I remember, I'm going to say this because I've spoke to her a couple times recently. She probably don't remember me, and I'm surprised the fuck I remember her. But long before Zelda Classic, there was this website called Zelda Games. So Dark Flame Wolf, if you're hearing this right now, you're probably going to sit there and say, holy fuck. I've never heard of Zelda Games in years. ZeldaGames.com. And I don't know why, because it's such a lost part of my history. It's just like something like I don't even think about it no more. But I could just remember so much about it. So I remember her, and there are other names if these other people ever watch this, like Ace guitarist guy, and then there's this Fixer, I think it was, and Skater Girl. I'm not gonna say a real name, but I can say a real name right now, but it's not a nice thing to do. And oh yes, and Callie, right? Yeah, Gameless Girl. Yes, all these names sound familiar to me, and Dark Flame Wolf is one of them. So if you're watching this Dark Flame Wolf, I'm pretty sure all these names sound familiar to you. Of course, I was pretty much on there. I was a fucktard at some point. Oh man, but I didn't mind that. This is it's all an interesting experience. The forum time. This is the first forum I've been to. When I first messaged on the forum, I'm like, wow, people are replying, and I think Dark Flame Wolf was one of the first people who replied. But anyways, I changed my name because I didn't like what my username was back then. I was once known as an ordinary guy, or I am Cole. But now, I go out as the identity NewJourneysFire because it's more fitting. It's more thought put into it. I like it better. Anyways, let's keep this going. Yeah, but people used to call me AOG. AOG. Yeah, that's it's too bad the website had to go down. It's not as well. What can you do? It happens. What was the guy who owned it? What was his name? Well, I wouldn't say his real name. Did he even have? I can't even say. See, I would almost be wary of saying his real name, but at the same time, I think he used his real name in the website. I think that was his administrative name, his real name. Most people have a username, right? So, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I remember him too. Jesus, if I remember, he was some big, bulked up Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of guy. Like, the guy who used to own Zogames.com was actually kind of scary looking. Like, not scary looking in a bad way. It's like, holy shit, don't mess with this guy. He'll kick your ass. But now, the same. Maybe it was a fake picture. I don't know. I don't care. But yeah, that was a time. If I have to recall how long that was ago, I'd say that was a good. No, I'd say that was a good more than 10 years ago, almost 15 years ago since this website's on ago. I was a teenager. Oh, that's saying something. I was a teenager. Now, I say most people from the pure ZC community, I'm pretty sure most of them now today, they're either my age or they're younger or teenage or in their teenage years. The reason why I say older is because most Zelda fans are older individuals anyways. Because most Zelda fans from pure ZC, well, considering Zelda Classic, they grew up in the era when when classic Zelda was popular. As for the other creator of this game, Russ, I can't say I know too much about him. Me and him had a couple talks. Me and him had a few talks about Souls of Wisdom 2, and talks about Lost Isle 2. Now, unlike myself, I haven't been very secretive about my quest. In fact, I haven't, and I have, because I'll put it this way, there's a lot about my quests that I reveal to very few. Because there's a lot of things about my quest that I don't want to share. But there's also a lot of quests that I give to the public. What he chooses, which is probably a much more appropriate choice, is to be a lot more secretive about his quest. Now, his quest, Lost Isle 2, because I don't think Dark Flame Wolf is going to be a part of Lost Isle 2. Now, from all the things he told me, he pretty much told me a lot more than most of the public even know. But at the same time, I swore to my own level of secrecy to not share that information. So I apologize if you go emailing me saying, "Oh, can you tell me the plot?" or "Can you tell me more about Lost Isle 2?" I'm sorry, not gonna happen. But I have to say, what he has planned is very interesting. But he does plan a big project, so it will take a few years to fully complete. And I'm predicting. Me and him agreed to actually releasing both Souls of Wisdom 2 and Lost Isle 2 at the same time. He feels that it's going to take him years to finish his quest, and considering he's just first starting off Lost Isle 2, probably a couple months ago, where my quest has started a couple of years ago, he feels like he doesn't want me to wait for that. I'm almost thinking that's a polite way of saying it's not really what he wants to do. So I haven't talked to him for a while. So I've taken that maybe I am going to continue going my own course, but maybe I'll get in contact with him in the future. I don't know. But at the same time, if he is building the new Lost Isle 2, I would say that he is very busy. But all the same, even considering I've been starting my new quest around 2 years well, not 2 years ago, a year ago, I still can anticipate that his quest will be, my quest may still even take longer than his, so he was afraid that I would be waiting for him, but more chances than not, he'll probably be waiting for me, so I don't know. I mean, like I says, it's well, what I think it's the ambition's high. It's a nice idea, but I think when the reality comes to it, I'm best to release my quest in another matter that well, on my own terms, like a little bit. I would love this whole 2 sequels on the same day kind of thing. That sounds excellent. So I may still contact him and see if he's still interested in that idea, and both of us can follow up on what each other is doing. And if the plans go true, as it continues to say, oh, I'm completely confident in that decision, and that is what I would want to do when releasing my quest. Oh, I gotta go over there. Alright, boys, whoever's watching, I gotta go over there. This may not be the most exciting video that you're gonna be watching today, but this is gonna be because simply a lot of exploration. In fact, if I recall, I think I've done this video before, but I think the save file that I use. I don't think it's the most up-to-date save file, but also at the same time, this is good because I lost on my stuff, and I believe my most up-to-date LP, which is exactly what I'm doing here now, has never been uploaded to YouTube. Recently, I've been doing LPs of other games like Ninja Gaiden and Castlevania, and I've been running into a certain problem. Well, not a problem, but I've been running into they say matched. It's not copyright, but it's this match thing that got me caught off guard. It's like, because I've never, like, when doing these things, I don't want to be into a copyright situation. But yeah, YouTube has tagged me as a match thing. And so my first instinct is like saying, oh, your product includes something that matches with this game that belongs to Konami. I'm like, okay, well, so I acknowledge. So I'm a little bit anxious, a little bit worried about what happened, but it's an LP, so it's so interesting to see how that would go. Hopefully my whole Souls of Wisdom channel don't shut down because of it. But all the same, I'm not overly worried. What was I trying to do? I gotta go down in that cave because... Or never mind. What's in that cave is what I'm holding right now. 226. Why am I still collecting arrows? Why do I have an impulse of attacking out of these bushes? I don't know. But hey, the impulse is there, I might as well just indulge on it. Ugh, I can't stop attacking bushes. Well, if I think about it, is there a small part that says that every person who's playing a Zelda game has an impulse of attacking bushes? Like, out of all the heroes of video games, Link is the biggest grass cutter I know. Now, most of my LPs usually run for a half an hour and then end for my Zelda Classic LPs. But now, because I'm balancing out what direction I want to go with this, because usually I was balancing the 3 quests. But now, because I'm balancing out further of what I want to do with these LPs and how long I want to put into it, my LPs can actually be longer than half hour. Some of my LPs may end up being up to an hour or more. I may end up releasing an LP that it is 2 hours. And by rights, I believe that is for these quests, like up to 2 hours. Yes, now I'm catching up on my thoughts. But right, I think that's the direction that I should consider taking, because these quests, they're not fair. Why did I stop going down there? Why did I was just down there. Why did I turn around? Anyways, I get it. It's not really much. I'll be down there in what, 2 seconds? I thought it was a dead end down there. There was a reason why I came down here. See, when hiding secrets on the other side of the doors, why do I care about ammunition? But anyways, no, I guess at times I may want or need ammunition. Oh, am I really going to use my last bomb? Of course I am. That's a bit of like an ADD response to that. Yeah, I find the enemy layout is fairly good in this game. I find that if you're making a building quest and you want to do enemy layout, it's best to randomize the level. So if you have one room with 3 bats, okay, if you have one room with 3 bats and 2 snakes, make sure your next room would have like 3 snakes and 2 bats, or 1 snake and 4 bats. That's how pretty much how I design when it comes to enemies. I randomized out. There is, and I find this quest does a really good job. But I find there is one cave which that is severely neglected, and not only that, it's been done bad. I have to apologize, Dark Flame Wolf and Peteo. I still don't know how to pronounce it. It makes it sound like I'm saying potato. But anyways, I have to apologize to you. But I feel like that one cave you messed up. Because if I recall, it's in the forest and leads to a beach or something, and guaranteed there's like 7 rooms, and out of those 7 rooms were guaranteed, I don't remember the enemies, but guaranteed they would have 3 bats, a rat, no, 3 bats, or 4 bats, 3 rats, and 2 snakes, or something like that. And every room, 4 bats, 3 rats, and 2 snakes. In fact, I think in this LP I'm going to go there, and I'm going to know exactly what it is. And I'm probably going to, I'm not going to say tune, but I'm probably going to make that rememberable. That if you guys, I don't think you guys are planning on updating this quest in a new way, because I think that was mentioned before. But if the thought ever comes to update, if it ever comes to the thought to say, hey, I might want to just update, that is one little thing that I would probably recommend updating, because it's so, I'd like to say it's not noticeable, but it really just struck right into my conscience like an iron fist. So in this LP, in fact, because I don't know where really I'm going, I'm just going to make this LP just a world adventuring journey, just screen filling journey, just to cut off all the loose ends. And then at the end of my little journey I got going on here, I got all this white screen to fill in. Well, no, because I think it ends a certain way. But either way, you will know what I'm talking about by the end of this video. In fact, I think that is where I will end my LP today. There's something I find very pleasant about the music in this overall part of the game. Oh, I'm just sick of collecting pointless arrows. I'm gonna start using them. It's a good thing arrows are naturally more stronger than the sword. It actually gives me a reason to use them. I hope the game don't fall on that level that there are very few items to buy and that shopping is actually very insignificant, because I would like to be able to use my arrows. Actually, now that I think about it, I think there is this arrow shooting game where I can just use up as many arrows as I damn well please. No, ghost! The phantoms must let me go! I don't want the phantoms to eat my soul! Help us, stranger. Save us. Free us. So we have a soul collector. A spirit collector here. Imprisoning spirits forever. No, let us continue. I had to run to the fridge. And that was a really quick task because I'm actually playing in the kitchen right now. I felt that it was just more comfortable playing in the kitchen because playing on a table and right now my friend is currently playing God of War and see, that is the quote I think I mentioned Dark Flame Wolf about. It's like, at least the dead has good intentions to bury the people they killed, because that quote there, I just missed it then, but he goes, so sad, is this what they do? And then it's like, to think about, maybe I misunderstood. I wish I had read that then. It was like, oh great, the demon came over, took over the world, and buried him off in a nice, appropriate manner. How fucking fantastic. I love it. I think I just heard my friend laughing. I don't know. I don't do that. There are so many graves here. Did they not even fight back? Yeah, there you go. Like, if this evil... How long did it take for this evil force, evil spirit, to take over this world? Because if the people had time to bury their dead, then it must have been a slow-going process, because it takes a lot to dig this many graves. I may be getting a little bit nitpicky right now, but I think it takes a long time. So I just felt like the evil spirit being said, hey, I'm gonna kill these guys, but I'll be gracious enough to give them a proper funeral. And it makes me realize the bad guy ain't such a terrible guy. Yeah, my friend's definitely laughing there. Yeah, she don't want to be heard on this, so that's why I'm playing out here. There's no possible way to hear her, but yeah, I think that made her laugh. Either that or she was laughing at the game in there. God knows what she's laughing at, but the idea of a big bad boss, creepy spirit boss, burying the good guys, yeah, that concept is funny, so I don't blame her for laughing. That is what she laughed at. Now, I don't want to go down here yet because, oh, now this is a site. I guess this is where the lava drains off. Okay, I'll be right back because she wants to say something, so I gotta pause it. Now remember, when I pause it, I will tell you when it's paused because you'll probably think it's already paused. Okay, she finished saying what she had to say, and I just paused it. But anyways, I'm going to continue right now. Okay, let's continue this quest. I just noticed, is that a common thing with Zelda Classic? I go back down again. Is that a common thing with Zelda Classic to, when you first start off a quest again? Oh, wow. I gotta create shortcuts here too, don't I? Anyways, I gotta go back to what I was saying. This area here, this oddest, like, look, well, it's not snow, so it looks like ashes. I was planning, I think for Souls of Wisdom 2, because I'm using the same graphics pack, Bellstock Castle, Tower Woods, Lateral Canyon. I think that's where I gotta go, so I'm gonna remember this. I think this is where I gotta go, because I think Bellstock Castle, it just sounds like a place I gotta go, and I think that is, like empty castle, I think that is ruins in this game. Anyways, I don't want to be down there anymore. Oh, yes I do, I gotta be down here. Wait, I gotta go up there. Go in this cave at least. I love the bomb. But yeah, that's for this area. I'm gonna have an area similar, but not so red, like lava looking area, because even though that's what you would expect, but I'll explain more when I get back. I got to go AFK for just a moment. Okay, I'm back. Okay, and here's the Matrix. Goodbye, Matrix, and let's go play it again. Wow, that don't seem very loud now. Oh yeah. Zelda Classic kind of does that. Oh, I remember this cave. This is the tricky cave. Oh. And no spinning sword attack. I remember this cave is not the easiest, it's not the hardest too, but I'm almost... Okay, get on, cat. Get on. Stop telling everyone I'm drinking beer by flicking around my beer bottle caps. Come on. Okay, let's start this again. Yeah, maybe I want to collect hearts in this part because if I recall, this part is... I think I have the items that shouldn't make this part too overly painful. This cat won't leave me alone. I got a new fan! This cat loves me. I could imagine her nodding in there now. Oh, these bushes, I don't like them. I don't normally do this, so I'm eventually going to stop because this... Okay, go on, cat. I know Nibbler, I know you're a sweetheart. I don't want a cat in front of me right now. No disrespect to the cats of the world. Oh, Jesus Christ. And she still jumps up. This is kind of a way to do it. Normally I don't do it this way, but right now I feel more comfortable doing it this way because I think this is the key to kill me a few times. Maybe not though. It feels like the volumes went down. Oh, weird. Because that sounds like the cave music, but I can barely hear it right now. It's like I'm just constantly shooting, and then like if something comes near me, I goes crazy with sword. It's like I feel like I'm treating this game more like a survival horror than an actual Zelda game. It's like my arrows is my gun, and I'm like shooting everything. It's like, and then shoot, the creature is close. Now I must use my knife. Speaking of which, I actually kind of wanted to do a Zelda quest based, well, not like Zelda itself, but a Zelda classic quest based off the survival horror theme. Anyways, I'm just gonna leave here now. So that was it. I don't know if that was the hard cave, but it seems easier than I remember. Anyways, got through it. Happy. No longer unhappy. Oh. Yeah, for the longest time, I have not really been part of the internet community, like I mentioned earlier about Zelda games. But I've pretty much abandoned the internet community entirely. But, well, like I says, I was known as ALG, and again, I was a bit of a frantic, emotional guy. But you get them online. It's like, sometimes teenagers are just crazy. And you put a teenager on the internet, and sometimes you just got craziness. And I was a bit of a crazy teenager. We'll keep going. But now, like again, I don't know what caused me to change my identity. It's not. I just feel just kind of bored of it. It's like, how can you not get bored of a name like an ordinary guy? I just get too bored of me. But yeah, so I haven't really been at message forums, you know. Like I've been doing pretty much what the pompous X forum guys do. It's like, oh, I've been enjoying my real life, you know, the way they talk. But it's been a little bit like that, but not so pompous like. But also at the same time, like, you know, I have a kid. Yes, I have been doing my real life, but also I find the Zelda classic thing do keep me in the forums a bit, and that's a good thing because you know something. There's nothing wrong with forums. Now back in the day when I was younger, going to forums, anybody my age in forums, that was unacceptable because anyone, like I'm a little bit older now, and anyone my age in forums back then, they would get harassed and insulted. They would say, "Oh, you're, you know, like I've seen it in forums. When I was like what 16, 17, or 18." If someone like 27 years old, the first thing to say, "Oh man, you're 27, get out of here, you creepy pervert." That's exactly the kind of conversations I would have. Not from this site, not from the site I've mentioned, from a couple other sites. And one, I will not say, it was like a Harry Potter reference, he who cannot be named. No, but one site, which I will not name, which I was very fond of at once upon a time, it's, I think the ignorance in a particular site, which I will not name, is actually the custom norm in that site, which is sad to say because the site could be more welcoming. I find the people who are in it, the ones that are not staffed, the ones that are comfortable, is a little bit too comfortable, and I feel the staff in this message forum that unnamed that I knew once upon a time. I just feel it's just great to go in and have a laugh, but I don't feel like it represents the message that the owner of the site really wanted to give visitors, especially new people, just first visiting. I find it's one of those sites that's easily for a new person joining to be intimidated by. But again, if you're wondering what that site is, that site will not be named. I'll treat it like it's Harry Potter. Instead of he, it's it. That shall not be named. Whatever. speaking of Harry Potter, I was never into Harry Potter growing up. But recently, where I have a child who has an older brother and older sister, I watched Harry Potter with them. Like, it was actually my idea. It's like, hey, I've never watched it. I'm always into trying, I'm into trying new things, but also into watching new things. And I have to say, I found the Harry Potter a very enjoyable series to go through. I had my biases because it was like, oh, Harry Potter, that's for losers. That's what I used to say when I was young. But that's what you say when you're young. But when you get older, you have kids, and you're like, oh, well, I'll get over my prejudice and see what makes the series so good. It's a 10-year-old series, right? And that finally ended with the Deathly Hallows 2. So yeah, that's what I did, because I checked out the newest movies, because I love checking out the newest stuff. And it's like, wait, I got a whole series behind this movie. Like, I don't know what's going on, I think myself. So I got to check out the whole series, so that's what I did. So me and my son and his family have all watched all Harry Potter. And during this time, we had no power because it was a move. And so it really got to the point that we were starting to get sick of Harry Potter because that's all we had. Yeah. Now, before I continue, I find this area, even though I don't think there was any palette editing here, I find this area is a perfect example of knowing how to find the right palette within the graphics pack and know how to set it up right. This area here is beautiful. As you can see right now, usually where bombs is my first choice, I'm refraining from the use of bombs because I want to save it for the secrets, of course. Anyone who watched me play LPs of Zelda quests should know about, Zelda quests here, should know about my favoritism. Oh no, is this another cave that has the exact... Yeah, there's a hand. How many bats, rats and bats was that? Hear that, cat? I know, this is not the cave, but it looks like this cave has the exact same enemy layout as the other. Oh no, this is the cave! Okay, let's see. 1 hand, 2 rats, 4 bats. This is the cave. I was planning on ending my video with this cave, but apparently I found it a bit early. So, remember that. 1 hand, 2 rats, 4 bats. And you'll see why this whole cave is annoyingly repetitive. Yeah, I think out of the whole thing I played in this game so far, this is my least favorite part, because it was just so uncared for. It was just too... It was overworked. I think the enemies were copy-pasted, and usually, and that's what I do, I copy-paste enemies by switching around through every screen. But I think, for some reason, this cave, the copy-paste was done, but the actual switching around enemies was not. Well, let's see. Oh, 1 hand, 2 rats, 4 bats. Surprising. And these enemies are a bit of a, excuse my language, but a bit of a bitch to go through if you're in a hurry. You're not in a hurry. Oh wait! Oh my god! Oh wait! 3 rats! 3 rats! I was wrong. I apologize. I was wrong. 3 rats. That changes my whole argument. I have to let it go. 3 rats. I have to let this whole argument go. I gotta pause for a second just to really contemplate what this big thing I've already missed. That one room with 3 rats. It's like, sorry, I was complaining about this spot, but I now realize I was being stupid. That one room had 3 rats. Okay, I apologize for my second. You can like see right through it. Okay, let's continue. Oh wait, or was it that all along? Was it 3 rats? I don't even know now. I thought it was 2 rats. But now, either that or it's getting harder. But either way, I'm pretty sure anyone watching this by now gets the point I'm trying to lay across. Yeah, I think, okay, 1 hand, 3 rats, 4 bats. And stop killing me! I'm trying to actually get through this. Stop killing me! Imagine Link, the great hero. He served his final day at the death of a rat, and some hand that ended up groping him after. Humiliating? Okay, that was lame, but all I'm saying. I think, as I said before, sometimes I don't mind lame. I think it's the lame jokes that keeps us from going insane. Okay, yeah. The lamest thing yet. Oh, go away. Ugh. What was that? That's called Link insanity. Go away, hand. I don't use that in my quest, the very fast sword technique, and I rarely see that in quests. But ain't that like the most funnest thing ever? It's like I love it. It's like Link the Ninja. He attacks faster than Ryu from Ninja Gaiden. I don't know that because I did the LP of that game recently. Jesus. Excuse my language. Do I have to really put at the beginning of all my LPs now? Warning. Bad language. Maybe I do. Oh wait. I can't even see the sword. Link swings the sword so fast you cannot even see it. Ugh. This repetitive nature is driving me crazy. I'm gonna have to use a bomb somewhere because I'm gonna be filled. Oh, really? Let's I'm gonna take out more enemies with that bomb. I wanna figure out the. Is that a scripted enemy or is that? I don't see much scripts in this game, so I like to know how to do this enemy. I like to know how to do it that much. I'm going to commit myself to circling around it. So everyone, so I remember it forever, because it gotta go in my game, and it better not kill me. Okay, I gotta stop circling around. Let's go on. But I want that circling around to now to stick in my mind, saying this is something I gotta do. And I hope to God anyone who watches this from pure ZC, because that's usually where I'm at too, to private message me. NewJourneysFire is my username. Hopefully someone could private message me and say where I could find out how I can make that enemy. Because that enemy is so classic too. That enemy is so big in classic gaming. I need that enemy. I need it. So anyone let me know, because that's cool. It even goes behind the thing. That's one of the coolest things in this game so far. As for like wow factor, like something I've never seen before. And if I remember, I don't see the point in continuing on because I believe this is a bit of a dead end out there. I just will just keep going there now till I find the next level, or get lost trying. I can go down. Wait. Did I try this before? I had to. I couldn't come out here and not try going down. I love the arrow, but I use his arrows like a hawk. Like one minute I complains because I'm running out of arrows. Next minute I use the arrows just way too much. I'm like, shit, I got no arrows left. Until I get a better sword, arrows is the ideal weapon. Just like A Link to the Past, until you get to the Master Sword, or even the Sword Strongest, your pot is the ideal weapon. No joke. Have anyone ever went through the first level, the castle stage? That's not even. I don't even see that as a level. I see that as like a free level. I think the Eastern Dungeon is the first level. But has anyone? But even in the Eastern Dungeon, has anyone at the beginning of Link Past, the first 2 or 3 levels, use the pot as a fighting strategy, as a means of killing enemies? Taking a pot. I don't know what the knights are called in that game, whether they're called Dark Nuts or Iron Knuckles, because Zelda has to have 2 knights that are indistinguishable other than names. That I still don't understand the difference other than... Oh no! No! A shield! I hate you. Ugh. And I know a lot of people don't like losing their shield, you know, retry and restart. For me, it's just a shield. That will one day probably will save my life, and I probably will die because of my neglect. I'm gonna die here anyways. Ah, this shit. There you go. The Zelda Beep of Doom. It's like Link is what? Hold on. It's like Link is constantly in the hospital and hooked up to the machine. The reason why it stuttered for a second is because I forgot what it's actually mean. Some people say, "Oh, it's the IV." No, the IV is the thing they stick in your arm. But anyways. I forget the name of the machine, the heart monitor or something, so my heart rate monitor is buzzing. I guess Link is part cyborg. It's telling me my heart's going fucking haywire. Oh, leave me alone, I want to live! I will be lucky if I get through this. And that is fantastic. Go away. I don't need to take unnecessary. Oh, jeez. Oh, speaking of unnecessary damage. Good. Good. Thank you for showing me that. What is that? Yeah. Oh. I mean, she? We'll talk about that after. I don't either want to be heard on my LP, so I'm soon ending this LP anyways. I don't want to die, so I'm gonna rough it out, shooting arrows at rats and bats. Normally I wouldn't care, I'd just go through it and die anyways, but I'm not in a dying mood. Now, have anyone ever said that before? I'm just not in a dying mood. So I'd rather do this tedious stuff and get my hearts back. I'm just not in a dying mood. Gee. There you go. I want some hearts now because, you know, I'm not in a dying mood. Ugh. Really? Okay, whatever. Maybe I am more of a dying mood. shoot my arrows like crazy. Everything must die. Huge death discount. Everything must die. I'll never forget about that time AVGN said, it's like, what? Oh no, I jumped over a bat and got killed by a cat! And the cat down there looks at me. What? I thought that was the entrance? Seriously, it's the repetitive nature of these screens. I think there's somewhere in this game that this screen is an entrance, but whatever. Oh. Okay, yeah. I have to use survival mine. Whatever that means. Jeez, I almost out of arrows. Ooh, that was stupid. Oh, maybe I should attack bats. You break. Yeah, I'm gonna attack bats and hopefully they respawn as bats. Because this is a law that you break this game. What on it? What? Hold on. Hold on, you just did something. Hold on, there's something going on there. I don't know if you just did it or the game just did it. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna pause this for a second because that just got very weird. That's just made me nervous. Now, here we go again. Okay, for a second there, things got a bit buggy and it was starting to scare me a bit, but it looks like things are a bit good now. For some reason, something Apple related started to load, and that's weird because I don't have my computer set to load things automatically. Of course not, because I do LPs, right? But oh wow, I can't believe one of those hands ate my shield. And if you hear a lot of clicking and clattering in the background, that's just my friend just fiddling around with the dishes. Oh, speaking of which, I think we forgot to grab that thing the rest of them wanted to grab from Harris, that dishwashing stick in the bottle. I'll do that next time. We weren't too worried about your glasses, so I'm pretty sure we're not going to be too worried about this dish thing. Well, I'm pretty sure you were worried about your glasses, so that was pretty aggravating of me. But anyways, we'll end up getting that later. Now, yes, like I said, it may sound like I'm talking to myself, but my friend is, like, you know, some people just don't want their voice heard on a microphone. You don't want to hear their own voice. And that's why she don't talk. Especially considering these LPs go on the internet. I don't think considering she don't want to hear her own voice, I'm pretty sure she don't want the public to hear her voice either. Now, get on, Cat. But this cat is going to be famous even though you'll never see her. Okay. Now. I wonder if there's a stepladder part in this, because it looks like I could use stepladder there, but I don't think so. But then again, I think that there is a stepladder in this game, I think. Hold on. What's great about doing this right now? Yeah, see, I remember that has to be. I thought this was the way it led to the castle. That one was so interesting. I felt like. Hold on. I actually really thought that this would be the way that would lead to the castle, because it just felt like it, right? But that's where I got lost before. It's like, I don't know where to go, but I think I seen earlier. It's just like I thought, because the path that opens up when you beat level 1, it shows like this new path, and it also says on the sign, this way to something castle. I forget what's called. And I actually believed, with sincerest of my beliefs, that the castle, oh shit, I was hoping that was Arrow. The castle I was looking for was behind those 2 branches. But then I was faced to say, how do you move those 2 ugly branches? Anyways, I don't care right now, because I think I know where the castle is. But it almost made more sense for the castle to be here, because, you know, you use a raft, and it's also the first instinct. My first instinct, anyways, when I play a Zelda game, is that the item I get to the dungeon is sometimes often used to proceed to the next dungeon. But also, gracious enough, this game, the creators of this game, is provided as soon as I beat the boss, it showed me the path I got to go. So I can't really say, hey, I see something wrong with that, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Weird. I see one thing very weird. This area up here, and this area here. So it looks like this is part of the map. But when I go up, this part has no map. I see, says the blind man, hissing in the wind. He said, it's all coming back to me now. The attention to detail, I have to say, I will always be jealous at these guys, and also some very talented quest designers, that their attention to detail is by far exceeding to my own, and I would wish and I would hope that I would ever even step up to even a fraction of the level that they have when it comes to attention to detail. And in fact, in some cases, attention to detail is everything. Like take when the Super Nintendo first came out, and you had Mario and all that. Mario was a fantastic game, but it's like AVG, the Angry Video Game Nerd, would say. It's like, take Castlevania, because he, like myself, that's why I did an LP of Castlevania 4. It's the attention to detail that went into Castlevania 4, considering that being a launch title that if I remember, it was a really good way to show what the SNES, the Super Nintendo, can do. And oh wow, look at this! This is the castle. So the castle is up that way. No wonder I had a excuse my language, damn theory that the castle's up there, but it was up there. So I gotta see what that sign was about earlier. But first, I want to do some map completion. And then soon pretty much end this demo, because it's gone over an hour. I got to go to this. Oh, I better not rush, because rushing is going to be the death of me. I didn't die in that cavern, surprisingly. Yeah, the stepladder's definitely that game after seeing those holes. Either that or I jump over them. Well, but I doubt that. Yeah, considering Dark Flame Wolf when making this game, she made her prime authoritative, not authoritative, but her prime objective to pretty much keep it just to the basics. Now, here's another thing. This whole walking up and down ladders thing, I think I mentioned before how this is done, and in fact, I didn't like it for mine, but so I removed it. But I'm having second thoughts, and I think I want to pretty much do the same as Last Doll with the ladders, because it's done by this is just flippers as an automatic item, and these are just swimming. This is just the swimming tiles of this game. So that's all it is. It's just the swimming sprites, and you could pretty much say this is water. Never mind. But anyways, you could say this is water tiles, and this is why. The only thing is I don't know how they remove the whole diving aspect of it. Probably there is a quest rule that removes the diving. But I think I'm going to do the same for mine. I wanted to make it as another one of those things that's a tribute to Last Doll. I just want to. I don't want. Some people could say it's like, hey, buddy, you're copying Last Doll, but no. There's a difference between showing your respect, showing your tributes to something, than copying them for your own game. Some people may say, whatever you say, buddy, that is how it is, but whatever you say. But, give me a second now so I can fiddle around while we're going. But no, it's like pretty much the cameo. One of the most obscene, like one of the most surprising things that people who play Social Wisdom 2 finds in my quest is Mole Arch, I think is the name. I did a reversal on his name because in my quest, I forget what the actual is. Is it Morvain? Morvain. Okay, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to get into that conversation. But there's a cameo of this game that's in my game, but I was just about getting into it, but my gut instinct was it's like, hey man, whoa, slow down, you're kind of going too far with the whole spoiler aspect. So there are main characters in the game. Morvain. Morvain is the guy that's if you remember, there's a book in town, and it's like it says Elise is writing to her love Morvain. Oh, I forgot about that. Elise is writing to her love Morvain. And I believe Elise in this game is named after the Elise, the late wife of Freedom, who passed away. A wonderful girl because she helped me with my quest. But I think a lot of games had characters named after Elise because she was very helpful to the production of most other classic quests, including my own. But anyways, yeah, so there is this Elise's journal that writes to this Morvain. But also I mentioned this other character, and I did a cameo, but I was about to go further, but I cannot. So I'll just continue with saying this, that the cameo that I make for my quest Souls was 2 is, well, if you play the most people who's played this game and gotten pretty far in this game would spot this cameo right away. And again, you could say, oh, it's cheesy. It's this cheesy way of trying to gain popularity in my quest. But my quest is already popular. But kind of rambling on there now. Because the reason why I'm rambling on is because I'm kind of don't know where I'm going. So let me gather my thoughts of what I'm talking about and where I'm going, and then okay, I gotta go down there. So yeah, I have a lot of respect for this game, and that's why I want to do a full LP of this game. That's why I want to do a full LP of this game, and that's why you'll see a few Last Doll references in my game, cameos, references of the likes, and I hope the authors of those games do like appreciate it. Either way, I'm just glad to be doing these things. You know what I mean? Wow, this video has gone on for a little bit over an hour. So chances are, if anybody been watching this, I have to apologize, but I just took an hour of your life. It makes me feel really bad, so I apologize. But hopefully it was all in good intentions, and hopefully it was a fantastic hour. I think my friend's laughing in there again. I must apologize for another thing too. I'm noticing these LPs. I never shut up. That was just laughing. But that's also, I rationalize that to be a good thing as well. Now, I'm actually going to name it here, so I want to remember this. The leaf in front of the portal between the two rocks. Oh wait! This was done intentionally. Wait, cross? Bush? Skull? Leaf? Oh my, it's creative. I didn't even notice that before. That is perfect. Okay, the leaf, the feather, or whatever you want to call it, in front of the portal. Thank you, whoever was smart enough to figure that. Of course, the creator of the game, of course. That's the first time I think I even opened the first portal. So, to continue where I'm going, I want to go to the leaf. So, I'm going to end off here. And before I continue off, I'm going to watch the end of this video to see where I gotta go. And I want to make a little simple random reminder. So, and it's going to be very damn random because I'm going to say, leave the feet. What's with the beef? And that's the end of my video. Thank you for watching, and have yourself a good day.